Are you ready to see how I've basically replaced my executive assistant when it comes to qualifying possible leads for my own business? This is part of a series where I'm going through the different recurring tasks that my executive assistant is doing and replacing them one by one with AI. And we've done essentially the inbox manager, Ella. We've also now done the content repurposer, BBD. And essentially for today, we're going to be building Jack an agent, a true agent, because it basically can run on its own. It doesn't need essentially a human to prompt it or to ask it to do what it needs to do. And will basically just keep running on the background and has a set of instructions on essentially like this is what a qualified lead looks like and this is what not a qualified lead looks like. Now, we've already done an AI assistant version of this, which basically still needs prompting, would still need for my own assistant, Honey, to grab basically someone's information to run it. So it's very much just like a assistant that you can run every single time. For this one, we're trying to build a true agent, basically through using Claude and essentially to be able to just have it run on its own. So, Honey, as we're kind of getting to this point, how are you feeling? How has this all been for you?
So far, we've been building the different AI agents for my task. And then for Ella, it's been a really good help as well when it comes to my daily admin tasks. And then for content, I really love it. I've been testing it this week as well. And then for sales, this is what I'm looking forward about because it's a bit of like client facing, I think. And I'm not sure how hard or easy for us to build that AI agent. So I'm looking forward to that, and as well as I'm excited to use it as well. So far it's been good. AI has been kicking off all the way to different things that I'm doing. So yeah, I'm just super excited to finish this and work alongside with AI myself as well.
Amazing. So to kind of rehash essentially what we've been doing, we've been following the BOSAI framework, where basically B starts with blueprinting, so mapping out the processes. We've done that in the previous video. We've organized, which is the O, organizing the data, what we need to have. S is systematizing, so building out the SOPs, the templates, the assets that we need for each part. And then the A and the I of the BOSAI process is basically automating or delegating, which for this one we've fully automated. And then the I is integrating and making sure that it actually works. And that's the key thing, is making sure that it actually works. Even after this call, you have now Jack the agent to be running essentially this part. Now for this one, we're only going to be testing the part where it qualifies the lead. So it looks at essentially on the blueprint stage, looks at Calendly whenever someone books a call with me, whether that is for a systems audit for someone who wants to have BOSAI in their business, or for essentially getting their own executive assistant with 2XU. Essentially, Calendly is able to look at those two ones and basically able to point it into our N8N workflow that then uses Claude to be able to go ahead and actually run it fully and actually grab the information for the people that we're about to do a call with. So it basically does the qualifying, the research, and then the ultimate output is that it goes into Notion, into our CRM. So then for me, I get to show up and be pretty on the call. And for you, it's making sure that the right people are there showing up. And essentially what that looks like, part of this is I built with like actual like Claude going back and forth. You can see me doing screenshots on here of like, oh, what do we do here? It gave me choices. It pushed the actual essentially N8N. So I didn't have to upload this. This was basically just using the N8N connection on Claude. So that's essentially how I was able to build up Jack, your sales assistant. So essentially what we've created here is we have Jack pre-call. So in here we have a Calendly webhook. Again, it looks at the two different calls that we have, whether that's a systems audit or the 2XU assessment. And then it parses basically through Calendly on different information. If someone is below 20,000 revenue, which is our own minimum inside of 2XU, they will, if it's below, then they get essentially the decline email, and it offers them essentially the systems audit. And this one is then it pushes them through filters them for operations executive assistants or marketing executive assistants. And then Claude essentially calls and looks at that parse, looks if they're qualified there, if they're actually someone who is a match for the kind of executive assistants we specialize in. If they're not, they basically go through and it creates the draft inside of my own Gmail of the decline. If it's ambiguous, basically just flag it and send it to you, actually, and then false, then Alvid. And then here we have the build research prompt. We have the call Claude research and then the parse research. And essentially the goal, it will create a card here, scheduled call essentially for, and this is the actual like 2XU CRM that we use. And basically it will be, again, easy for me to just show up on the call, look at their details, and be able to do the call right then and then. So again, the first thing that I did is I made sure that on Calendly I had the webhook set up. However, for this one, because this is a demo, I went ahead and added just essentially mock information on here. So this is not coming from Calendly itself, mostly because of course I want to keep our clients' data secure. And then I also connected it into my Gmail. And then the final one is that CRM is connected to this page. So let us go ahead and actually now test it. And this was for of course, a qualified lead. Now you can see it's parse qualification, says it's qualified again, build research prompt. And now it's researching the person, even though it's fake information. It might bring up a lot of info. And then it's going to parse the research. And then the final output is that it builds the page inside of Notion. Now on here, pretty soon we should be seeing a new page on here that will say essentially like the fake client name. I think we just made it like Sarah Mitchell or something. We'll see hopefully soon. Go back and see where it's at. It's still doing the Claude research. And you guys can see I have Calendly open because I was like hooking it up into the webhook already. And basically, normally, honey, how long does it take you to do all of this? Like the research, making sure that they're qualified, the whole shebang. Also, other than the part where you kind of have to do this when you wake up and not right away, something, a tool running it in the background and qualifying. How long does it usually take you to do this?
Well, depending on the leads booked during that day, but typically it will take me around 1 to 2 hours. It's because I need to research each lead, and then sometimes I can't get any information from them, but you know me, I don't stop there. I do my research more and then further, and then sometimes I double check it with Google or any other platforms like LinkedIn, just to be sure that this is the actual lead. And then for now, I think it's a little bit easier since I'm used to the task. But before, it took a lot of time as well. So yeah.
So now it says node executed successfully. So if you go back to Notion, there we go. Now we have a Sarah Mitchell. Let's see how well it did it. So status schedule calls, basically source was from LinkedIn. The type hasn't been filled out, but it's okay. It can be manually done. Last contact date, invoice paid, client email, just put Sarah at text. And then Calendly booking details. We have the LinkedIn, we have the where did you hear about us, essentially the current monthly revenue and what you're looking for. And then account snapshot. So it said company, of course, because I only use test.com, unable to verify company details, industry unknown size, web research did not return specific information, lead background. So it couldn't go into LinkedIn, which is interesting. Recent news and context, suggested agenda, start by acknowledging you found her on and LinkedIn understands she's looking for operational work, dig into. So this is great because it's giving me context on like what to talk about during the call, then discovery questions basically, and then potential objections. So let's test this a little bit, where I'm gonna change a piece of data inside of for the lead, and I'm gonna change it where, let's try to point it to someone. Let's change it to my co-founder, Garrick's. information to see how well it would do it. So I'm just gonna change it to Garrick. So Garrick is one of my co-founders in the many businesses that we have. So I'm gonna just change the mock data to him, so then we have the more detailed information when and actually runs. So I'm just gonna edit this, save, close, and then let's see execute workflow again. So this is kind of the reality of running N8N or any other automations, is that you do have to kind of keep testing and see what works and what doesn't work until you have something that you're comfortable with. Like ideally, I would have a formatting for Notion of how I want it to look like, but since this is for demo purposes, we're kind of just leaving it to what the default that I wasn't specific. So that's why you need to be really specific when it comes to giving instructions to AI to your preferences, so it doesn't come out as very just generic, basically. So it's doing the call Claude research at the moment. Okay, so it's parsing research, and now it's creating the lead page. So we have Garrick Tate right there. And it's already all of the info. SOPs for ICO client onboarding, project tracking, vendor coordination. There you go. So now it has ICO AI Cold Outreach and Valhalla.team. Industry is AI-powered lead generation and software development. Size is 50 to 99 employees. Garrick runs 2 interconnected businesses. There you go. So I did the research, which is great. I'd also even looked up the different businesses and what they do. So lead background, recent news and context. In January 2025, Garrick published YouTube videos on AI Cold Outreach, including a total cost breakdown of DIY AI Cold Outreach. So then I have my suggested agenda and then discovery questions. Now I can go back and basically give Claude what my typical questions are whenever I'm doing the assessment call. But this is already like pretty solid and amazing. So potential objections, AI automation objection. As an AI futurist who sells AI automation, Garrick might question why he needs a human EA when he could just build AI systems himself. So this is all really, really good info already. And like, honey, how does that look like for you? Like being able to just have this, and then you can, like I said, we can edit this where it only gives me bullet points because I like reading bullet points anyway, or it gives you the whole snapshot just like this. But how does that look for you? The fact that it went ahead and built this whole thing already.
Well, it's even better. Like from the details of the lead, it's even better. So I think for me, yeah, I agree with the bullet points as well. Because by just reading all through it, it's gonna be like overwhelming. But the bullet points is really helpful as well. But overall, I'm just really amazed that AI can do this, and then it makes my work so much easier that I just need to review all of the details basically. But no, bro, it's good. It's good. I'm really smiling right now seeing the process, and also, yeah.
And essentially the other side, the other Jack that we basically can build off screen later is the Jack that will basically take the transcript of the after a Zoom call. And that one you might have to do a little bit manually, where you might have to go into N8N to click and have it run and essentially generate like the report, the spreadsheet, mostly because depending on when Zoom finishes the rendering and the recording, it might take longer, it might take shorter. So that's the last thing essentially on building out your AI agents. And that essentially a little bit concludes at least this series, this part of the series where we built 3 AI agents for you. One Ella, which is your inbox and slightly also calendar helper basically in the morning. You have BBD, your content repurposer. And now you have Jack that basically every time someone books a call on Calendly, actually runs the whole process and does the research and qualifier for you. So then all you have to do is to just double check info, which will be quicker than an hour or 2 of research. And you don't even have to break a sweat on the information. So how has this been? I've now built an AI agent team behind you. How does that feel for you?
Well, it will make my work like really easy, like easier than before. So with the AI, I kind of find it really interesting because day by day, I kind of feel like my time was like getting back. Like I have time for other stuff instead of like going through these different processes, and then we have AI to go through like in between, like without me even managing it. Just the AI would just like run it. So yeah, really cool and amazing.
Amazing. Well, I'm glad that you came in here, I know I was kind of doing the like, oh no, I'm replacing you with AI. But you've been a really, really good sport. And I love that since you do have a lot of your SOPs and everything else in between already set up, this was so much easier and faster. So if you guys are watching this and you want to have your own systems all set up, that's what we do with the BOSAI method. So feel free to book a call below, or if you would like an executive assistant just like Honey, who already has the system set up anyway, that's another call Basic A to book as well. So thank you so much, Honey, for being with me on this series. I'm excited for the next couple of things that we're going to be building. I just wanted to build that a little bit live with everyone else. But yeah, if you guys liked this video, if you guys enjoyed the series, make sure to hit the thumbs up button right there. Comment below any other tasks you guys want me to build essentially agents around to slowly replace my own executive assistant. I will love to know. And if you still haven't yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos every Thursday on how to grow your business, and especially in the world of AI. And if you want to grow your career with AI, I have a second YouTube channel you can check out right here. And you can check out the latest video right here. Hope you guys have an amazing and wonderful day. And with that, small steps matters. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!